about the new season? Can you tease?
The Arrow is, I have to tell you guys, I've done a lot of these pilots and none better than this. This really just turned out wonderfully. This is a show that even after you see the pilot, it's the kind of situation in which you haven't seen nothing yet. The actors and the writing on this is just so fantastic and so rich and so wealthy, with great storytelling, smart storytelling, adult storytelling. It's a very mature subject in some respects. I mean, the way they're treating the show, it's not a situation where oftentimes with comic book TV shows, this is not the TV version of it. This is big time movie stuff, and it looks like that as well. We have a lot of crew from the Smallville series working on it, so it's going to have a lot of scope and expand upon that. And the actor, Stephen Amell, the character of the Arrow, Oliver Queen, is... I've never worked with someone so initially talented and so with such great instincts. He's really amazing. And Katie Cassidy is tremendous. She plays Laura Lance, and there's great drama. And she's her best stuff is yet to come for sure. In respect to Arrow, I think that it's the kind of show in which it's going to have elements of Lost in it. It's going to have a lot of great action in it, a lot of kick-ass stuff. Have you guys seen it? Has anybody seen it? Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Oh, hey, good. How did you guys like it?
Lots. Really good.
Turned out good, yes?
Yes, it did.
And the first and second scripts are even better after that. I've read the first script and the second script after that, so they're really keeping up with some great stuff.
So the visual look of the opening minutes especially seemed to be inspired by Green Arrow Year One. Was that intentional?
Very much so. Well, the entire sensibility of the show was really based on Green Arrow Year One. We kind of took it from that as our perspective in some respects. And the look of that opening sequence is one that I wanted to really mix it up and really make you feel like you're a part of it. And again, and this is the big thing for me, is that I'm a big believer in emotion involving the audience. From someone with respect, it's all about point of view. It's always about, I got to get the audience to lean in and care. And also, too, it's a situation where to do that, you have to create a world that's real, a world that people can really access and understand and be something that they can kind of relate to make the characters accessible. Once you set up that world, then they lean in, and then you get them to care, and then you can throw the paranormal at them or throw things at them that are actually strong and emotionally effective. So I think that with respect to the opening, we didn't have an island in the middle of the Pacific to shoot this, so it was all about what do we not see and how do we best, in a sense, affect the audience and make them feel things very far away, and it worked very well.
I didn't see the pilot, apologies, but I know Deathstroke is going to play a part in it. Is it going to be like Smallville, where we're going to see a lot of other DC Universe characters throughout the series?
It's interesting that you will be seeing DC Universe characters and Green Arrow characters in this series for sure, but it's really going to be the peel the onion situation, and you'll see them in a realistic light. They'll be real people. They won't be walking in some, the episode of seeing a crazy outfit or something, and that's where they enter into the city and so forth. We want to make this as grounded as possible, make it as believable as possible. There's a lot of elements to Oliver Queen's life that we even relate to even the Jason Bourne situation with respect to him being away and trying to come to grips with himself and come to grips with and dealing with his own physical and emotional scars. He, of course, inherited or was really happened to him during his 5 years away. And I think that what's interesting is with respect to DC characters coming into this, I think you'll see a lot of these villains in some respect in greater than light too, and they'll have dimension and richness and wealth, and I think it's going to make it very powerful.
From the comic book perspective, obviously you've had a few changes. His home city, for example, Dinah's middle name being Laurel now, just being the main character's name. Were these mandates from Warner Brothers, or was this just a creative decision that we need to make these changes to make it feel more realistic, or what was the perception of that?
Well, I think it's interesting. I think that with respect to Warner Brothers and DC together as a team, there were never any mandates. There were never any, well, we have to follow this rule or follow that rule and so forth. There were only rules. How do you tell the best story? And Andrew Kreisberg, who is one of the creators, of course, he wrote Green Arrow comics. Mark Guggenheim, of course, is very knowledgeable in that world, and Greg Berlanti, who's one of the best producers in Hollywood. They understand how to tell a great story, and what they wanted to do is how to make a story that actually can broaden out the audience base, not just make it feel like a superhero show, but make it a show about heroes and about justice. And the one areas that we were kind of leaning toward more is that not to copy or not to try to do something in the area of a Smallville world, but even more like an Equalizer, a TV series, that type of situation, to kind of balance out the type and tone of the show. So I think that it really worked out so beautifully this year with respect to the writing of the series and everyone's involvement. It was all about how they tell about the story, and they know how to do that.
When you shot in Hadley Castle, did you make a concerted effort to avoid using rooms that were seen in the Smallville pilot?
The Smallville pilot actually, we actually shot the castle in Victoria for this, and the Smallville pilot didn't get out there. I shot a location in Vancouver. We were cheating, of course. And of course, the exteriors of the Green Arrow Castle is the castle we actually. The exteriors in the Smallville pilot was the castle in Victoria that we actually got a chance to go to this year. What happened this year was when the pilot season started, I went up to Vancouver very quickly and I said, let's get this location, this location, this location before anybody else can get them. And we got these locations and got a chance to visit the castle in Victoria, which is really primo.